Hi, my name's Lexi Thomas, and this presentation will be about how I have grown as a writer over this past semester. It is most likely that everyone in this class has learned to write in a classroom somewhere in the United States. Because of this, I really do feel like we all have extremely relatable experiences, and we can relate to each other much more than we seem to realize. At the beginning of this semester, we talked about our good and bad experiences with writing. One thing we all seem to have in common is the overwhelming amount of bad reading and writing experiences that we have formed throughout our educational careers. I feel like a lot of you especially relate to this. I was completely turned away from the passion of reading and writing at a young age. This was due to the amount of standardized testing requirements that needed to be fulfilled and the lack of freedom when it came to reading or writing. I struggled with things like not being able to conform to the no first or second person allowed rule. With every year of English, it seemed like restrictions became more and more abundant. I used to love to read and write when I was very young, before I was told how to think or read or write. So when I say I had some pretty intimidating experiences, I really mean it. Like, seriously. Have you guys read Heart of Darkness? It really did suck the soul out of me. The things we were told to read in our high school classes were often drawn out and, quite frankly, boring. It began to make me hate reading. I had no time to read things I loved in my own time because I was too busy reading things I hated. This naturally seeped into my writing. I'm sure we've all discovered by now that when you write about something you aren't really passionate about, it becomes a lot more difficult to like it and to be successful doing it. I tried my best to convey these feelings in our first project, the multimodal literacy narrative. At this point, I was still feeling that initial constriction that I had grown to dislike so much. I thought that taking English classes in college would be just as restrictive. Still no first person, no freedom in what I wanted to write. Over the semester, I began to slowly gain confidence in my writing and prove myself wrong. With each project, I began to find myself as a writer a bit more. It was gradual and liberating. I enjoyed each assignment more than the last due to my newfound freedom. I was so confused with the first project. A teacher is speaking positively about the first person? A project where I get to utilize my strengths? I had never heard of it. To be honest, this class has been kind of challenging for me. All these new concepts challenged the way I had already knew how to work. I spent so much time on my projects trying to rewire my brain to think and write for myself. I was used to my teachers telling me exactly what to do. I had one teacher in my AP Literature class in high school who encouraged us to write a bit more freely, but nothing this wide open. The progress I've made in this class was small, but I moved forward in my writing for the first time in a while. Through these changes, I have learned how to be confident and articulate in my writing. I used to think of myself as someone who is insecure about their writing skills and someone who would always stay stagnant in their writing. I have learned that that isn't true. I now think of myself as a more confident writer and someone who is able to take pride in what I can do with writing and move forward with it. That means I have much room for improvement as well. My goals moving forward are to try to write about things that I'm passionate about, or that I can make myself passionate about. I can't quite make myself love Heart of Darkness like my AP Lit teacher did, but that's alright. Looking back at all of my work, I can definitely see where some growth has occurred. My first project looks nothing like the Discourse community article that we had to do. I put everything I had, all of my new confidence and thinking skills, into that project. I want to try and remember these things as I continue here at MTSU and apply them to whatever writing situation I face throughout my educational career. I know it will be hard to keep progressing from here, but that's ultimately my goal. To sum everything up, I learned three super important things. One, I need to be more confident as a writer. Two, I need to spend more time really thinking about what I want to say, not what my teacher wants me to say. And three, procrastination will only kill me if I let it.